All right, so today we'll start off with a little Kahoot review. So if you guys want to open up, take out your smartphones, laptops, or tablets that you guys have, and enter kahoot.com, I think it is, or search it on Google, and I'll give you guys the pin to Kahoot. So this is just a review from our last lesson. Oh, and there's music. So that's the pin right there. You guys want to enter in your pin? Nice. Yeah, try not to put any inappropriate names because I can take them off. Is that everything? Is that everything? Sierra?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Thanks. All right, is everyone ready? Okay, we'll start. Are you ready? There's only 5 questions and they're pretty easy. So what is sustainability? These are the options. Yeah. These are the options, and then you guys can click it on your screen. Should I have an answer? Perfect. Okay, so this one is the correct answer. 2 people put different answers, but I'll go over what sustainability is. Sustainability in this chapter is the ability to grow food and fiber for our environment and to keep our society looking natural, kind of thing. So like sustain, the root word sustain means to build like the strength and keep it strong. Okay, so that would make the most sense. Being able to keep natural systems healthy for long term. Meeting the needs to grow plants, that's kind of like the tricky one that I tried to put in, but then the other ones are not correct. But good try. All right, next question. Ooh, Aya got it. And then Sierra. Oh no, Alex. That's okay, next question, you got this. Which of the following is not grown for food in Alberta fields? Yeah, there's 30 seconds. You guys have 30 seconds. Yay, you guys all got it right. So there's a couple food crops that are grown in Alberta. One of them is legumes, another one is alfalfa, and there are specialty crops such as safflower. But then our number 1 crop is wheat, our number 2 crop is oats, and our number 3 crops is barley. So remember, if you guys remember that from last class, okay? Let's see our results. Nice. Everyone's got some points up. Okay, what is monoculture? Yay, everyone got this too. So you guys are right. Mono means one, culture means like agriculture, right? So typically people do farmers do monoculture to be more efficient with their fields, and also to lessen the amount of disease and pests that can go around in these monocultures or in the crops. Okay, next one. Which of the following are not grown for fiber in Alberta? It's a little tricky. If you guys don't know, just take a guess. We'll go over it, don't worry. So Engelmann spruce is the right one. You guys are close. Oh, there's a few different answers. That's okay. So there's few different types of fibers, trees that are grown for fiber in Alberta. One of them is a lodgepole pine. The other one is the white spruce. The other one is the black spruce, and there's also aspen. And the tamarack is one of them too, and also the white birch. And these are usually made for paper products, so like paper towels, paper that we're using, all that kind of stuff, okay? All right, last question. What is one of the most serious problems worldwide in agriculture? Again, if you guys don't remember from last class, you can take a wild guess and we'll go through it. Soil erosion is the answer. Ooh, drought. Close one. That would make sense though, right? Because it's so dry in Alberta. But it is, soil erosion is one of the most serious problems worldwide in agriculture. This is because like wind can take away like the soil so fast, like it can go anywhere. It can be pushed away, it can be blown away, it can do anything, right? Whereas drought, it's only if your place is, the climate is super dry. And skidding, if you guys are wondering what that is, it's just when they're cutting down trees, they just put all the logs into one central area. That's what skidding means. All right, so good job, guys. Good job. you got the top score, Aya. But we won't worry about that. All right, so okay, we're gonna go outside for a quick activity. You guys can just leave all your stuff here. I'll keep this room locked and then we'll come outside. Okay, so this is just an introduction to our soil unit, our soil topic, okay? We're gonna divide our group into 3 different soil groups. Well, obviously we won't have enough. So then who wants to be a water person? Okay, you can be the water person. So, okay, you guys wanna line up first, and then Sierra, come with me. Okay, so our first group is sand. We're gonna stand, actually, do we have enough room? We're gonna stand with our fingertips together. Yeah, just try and make fingertips together. Yeah, okay, so this is what silt looks like. Silt has large particles in them, and they have large pores. That's why water, we'll see how water can go through, okay? Right through the arms, just go underneath, okay? Okay, so water go through. All right, so, okay, you guys come back. So water was able to go through really easily, right? That's because of the large particles and the large pores. You guys know how sand looks like. There's huge particles, like huge beads kind of thing, right? Okay, so does anyone else want to be water? Or do you want to stay with water, Sierra?
Sierra's pretty good.
Okay.
That's great water.
Okay. Okay, the next one will be silt. Silt is the next biggest part, or the next smallest particle, I guess. So it goes sand, silt, and then clay. Silt, we're gonna go elbow to elbow. And Sierra, you're gonna have to, water, we're gonna have to try and run through and see how she does, okay? Okay, so what did you guys notice? How did she run through this time?
She couldn't go as quickly.
Yeah, why is that? Yeah, that's exactly what silt is, right? Because silt has smaller particles, and it's a mixture of soil and sand, so then water will be able to go through where the sand is, but then where the soil is, that's where it'll be captured, right? Okay, so next we'll do clay. Clay is we'll go shoulder to shoulder. All right, water, can you get through?
Nope. Stop.
All right. Okay, so now what did you guys notice this time?
It's a lot more
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more
Very
difficult because clay particles are smaller and they're almost touching even, right? So that's why if water tries to go through, it'll get stuck and it'll take a lot longer for water to go through clay. Clay will also hold in a lot of moisture. That's because you guys see how like you guys are tight together. I see I was just like stuck between you guys, right? Yeah, so then that's what clay is, okay? Okay, we'll go back and we'll do some discussion questions. If you guys, just keep that in mind, just keep that activity in mind, and then we'll do some discussion questions, okay? So you guys remember our little activity outside? What happened to the sand? Can you guys recap? What happened to the sand and how the water went through?
It was really easy for the water to go through.
Yeah, it was really easy for the water to go through because the particles were...
Not really spaced out.
Yeah, exactly. So then what happened to the silt group? What happened to the water? The elbow, or yeah, the elbow to elbow. What happened to that?
It was slightly less easy.
Yeah, why?
This particles were closer.
Exactly. I know it's pretty basic, but this is a little introduction just to get you guys into for the demo that we're going to do later, and also the lesson you guys will go more in depth with it, okay? And with the clay, what happened with that? Anyone else answer other than Alex?
had a really hard time getting through because we were so close together.
Yeah, so clay has the smallest particles, right? And the smallest pores for water to go through. So that's why water was so hard to get through, but then it would hold the most amount of water because it's so compact, right? All right, so what would actually happen, like what would it look like if this actually happened in real life, like if it was actual soil and water? What do you think would be the best for gardening kind of thing? Do you think sand would be good for gardening?
No, because the water would escape.
Yeah, would it escape so fast, right? What about clay? Would that be good for gardening?
It'd be like a puddle.
It
Because all the water
yeah.
would just sit on top.
But then the thing about clay though, it can dry up really fast too if you guys don't water it enough. It can dry up super fast. And you've seen like mud in the summer, right? It's super cracky and all those spaces and stuff. That's a disadvantage of clay as well. Which I kind of answered this question already, but which type of soil would you guys think would hold the most moisture?
Clay.
Would hold the most moisture.
Would it be clay?
Yes, it would be clay. Yeah, exactly, because it's so tight together, right? Yeah, awesome. You guys did great. Okay, we'll go on to the demo now. Good. Okay, so concluding our lecture for today and the demo. How did you guys think of the demo and the lecture and the activities? Did you guys like it? Yes? Did you guys learn some stuff?
Yes.
Well, we'll see if you guys did learn some stuff right now. Okay, so some infiltration of the soils. What kind of soils did we learn about today?
Clay.
Someone tell me. Clay, okay. So we'll do clay right here. Silt. One more.
Sand.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what did we learn about clay? What did you guys learn about clay? What did it look like? What is it supposed to look like?
Particles are really tightly packed.
So it's like small particles, and how does water go through it? Or how is it supposed to go through it? From what you guys observed. What's that? Sorry, what did you say?
Slowly.
Yes. So I'm just going to draw out a little diagram. Okay, I'm just going to draw dots, and that'll be what the clay looks like, because drawing circles will be too slow. But you guys can see that clay is small particles, right? So then water would probably fill out, like water would probably end up here if you guys put water in, right? If it was compact soil, or if it was compact clay that we observed earlier in the demo, water probably would have been staying up, and as we mentioned earlier, at the beginning, clay, it was, like you can see a puddle of water on top of the clay. Okay, so for silt, what does silt look like?
It's a mixture of dirt and sand.
Yeah, so then how do the particles look like?
It's a variety of small-ish and larger.
Yeah, perfect. So I'll draw that out. So the arrow will kind of be like how the water goes in, okay? So we big particles, and then it'll be smaller particles as well. And the water was kind of even, right? It went through, but then it still had like a pretty even kind of level to it. So then what happened to the sand? Can anyone tell me? How big were the particles? How small were the particles?
Bigger particles.
Yeah, they were big particles. And what happened to the water?
Just went right there.
Yeah. So they were big particles. That means they have big pores and spaces in between them for water to go just straight through, okay? So then water would be like down here. Oh, I should use a blue marker. That would be a lot easier to see. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the Venn diagram. If you guys take out your Venn diagrams that I handed out to you guys earlier, we can fill it out together. We're just going to be comparing the three types of soils that we observed today. So one will be clay. And then there will be silt. And then the other one will be sand. Okay, so you guys mentioned for sand, it was big particles, right? So big particles, make sure to write this down, guys, so you guys can have sort of a reference for a test or something coming up, maybe. Anything else for sand? Just think. How would water go through again? Would it be good drainage or bad drainage?
That went through quickly. So
Yeah,
good
so it'd be-
drainage.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really make sense. Like the wording is a little funny. 'Cause then, so good drainage. Water through quickly. Can everyone see what I'm writing on the board? Yes? Okay. So for clay, you guys mentioned it was, what kind of particles were they?
Small particles.
Small and compact, right? And how was the drainage on clay?
Not good drainage.
Not good, yeah. And if you guys remember from the activity, I mentioned something about the clay, of how it holds nutrients. Do you remember if it was like good, like if it holds good nutrients or if it doesn't hold nutrients? Do you guys remember which one it was?
It does hold
It
nutrients.
does, so that means it has really high, like it's rich in nutrients. This soil will be rich in nutrients. What was a negative thing about clay that we mentioned earlier? If you guys remember?
You said it can dry out quickly?
Exactly. It does dry out quickly. If you guys can't see, let me know and I'll say it out to you again. Okay, what about silt? Alex, you mentioned it was
Oh, a combination of particles?
perfect. Combination of particles. And then do you guys think, would it be like ideal for gardening? Or would it not be ideal for gardening? Yeah, it would, but then it wouldn't, because like water can go through it, but then it wouldn't hold as much nutrients. It does, but then it doesn't. Like there's pros and cons to it. So it's like it's, how do I put this? It is like okay for okay for gardening. Okay, so what is something that's similar between clay and silt?
You guys have some small particles?
Yeah, some small particles. And what's something similar between clay and sand? Anyone? Sierra?
They have
Clay
good
and sand.
drainage. Oh, clay and sand?
Yeah, clay and sand.
Nothing.
They both dry out quickly?
Yeah, they would dry quickly. Thanks for helping, Alex. That's okay, Sierra. Would dry out quickly. And then what's something similar between silt and sand?
They both
What
have
did you
the
mention?
larger particles?
Yeah, it has that sand particle, so it has a mixture, or silt has a mixture of large particles, and sand is large particles, so they do have larger particles in them. And what is something that is similar with all three? What is it?
They're all soil.
Yeah, they're all soil, so they're all needed for plants, right? Plants, like we learned in the lesson, soil is what helps plants grow, and it's like an environment for nutrients and all the decomposers and stuff to allow plants to grow too. So, just gonna put soil. Alright, so yeah, if you guys have all this copied down, and you guys want something else to do, other than, you guys have a couple minutes left before class ends, I do have a worksheet for you guys that you guys can come pick up. It's just a vocabulary kind of mix and match kind of sheet. But yeah, it's just like an introduction, it's kind of like a review of what we learned and what we will be learning throughout this whole unit. So yeah.